That is a stunning piece of wood. I would have never thought in a million years that that would have ended up coming out. Don't even see it very well because it's so shiny, the light's reflecting off of it. But I took that bit. So this is the project. I'm calling it my prehistoric bowl, as you can see from the title. The reason being is because it's old, chunky and rough around the edges, just like me. So, sticky and horrible. So yeah, yeah, nothing else to say really. It's failed. No good. So I'll see you guys next week. Fresh new project, one that works. And take care. Speak to you soon, and bye for now. Hello, how is everybody? Thanks for coming over. Here we are again, another live. It's good to see so many people in the chat again. I very much appreciated you guys coming over on another, well, hopefully fun-filled afternoon or morning. Afternoon. So, as you all may know, Nick's at work today, so I'm on my own on a Thursday. I did try to persuade my youngest daughter to come in to be airworm for me, but she wasn't having it. I don't want to be heard. So it's just me. So I'll try and keep up with the chat the best I can as we're going. Just go through the chat, see who's in. First off was Barry from Real Simple Things. If you haven't seen Barry's latest video, you guys need to go and check it out. Really good video. I haven't left a comment yet, Barry, but I will do. But it's very good. Thank you, sir. It's absolutely outstanding. So who else do we have in? We have Steve Ellis. Hi, Steve. Mike, Midnight Joker. Hi, Mike. Barry Fisher. Hi. Or Barney Fisher, sorry, not Barry. Colin Roberts. Hi, Colin. Mark, the Gentleman Woodturner. Afternoon, Mark. How are you? Georgina. Hi, Georgina. Or morning, should we say, to you. Colin. Yeah, we've already said Colin. Who else we got in here? Dark. Hi, Dark. How are you? Wouldn't it be nice? Hugh. Hi, Hugh. How are you? Who else? Rubber Dub Woods. Hi, Rubber Dub Wood. Name, Steve. Another Steve. Should know that, really, shouldn't I? Yes. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming over. As you may have seen from the link or the thing I sent out earlier, due to under pressure from certain people, naming no names, Scott, the blue light turner, I'm going to be turning a resin light pool. What it is my wife, as you may all know, because you all banter me, wanted some wooden light pools or cord pools, and I don't know what they're exactly called, but I call them pull cords. Or yeah, you know. So Scott, the blue light turner, was kind enough to send my wife some. So they came the other day, very much gratefully received. Thank you, Scott. So those have been fitted, but now she wants a resin one for the upstairs bathroom. So yes, so that's what I'm now going to do. So what I've got is I've got a piece of resin that was left over from a other project, and I'm going to turn this into one. It's not going to be very long. It's perhaps going to be 50mm long, and I don't want it too big um, because in the bathroom it's only a small window, and we don't want nothing big and chunky hanging off from it. So that's the plan. But as you guys may know, I use polyester resin, and polyester resin is really hard, and it takes ages to turn. So whether I'm going to get it all done today, I don't know. I don't want to be running too long. Hour and a half is plenty for an afternoon light, or live, should I say. So that's the plan. But I have actually just cleaned this up because this was a bit humpy bumpy. So I've cleaned it all up, and then we're going to go from there. Hi John, how are you? Nice to see you. Thank you very much. Keith, hi Keith. Hi Nikki. And sorry Keith, this point your Nick's not here today. She's at work, mate. Yes. Also, I'm all on my own. Hi Doug, how are you? Good to see you. No Nikki today, John. You're blown out. Sunday she'll be here. So anyway, I'm gonna move the cameras over and we'll make a start. No Nikki. See, everybody wants Nikki. You're all coming for Nikki, not me. I'm starting to feel a little bit hurt here, guys. Hi Scott. Thank you very much for coming in. So I'm going to move over and I'm going to start turning this. Like I say, it's polyester resin, so it's going to be hard. It's not as durable as the epoxy resin, but I do always get a nice shiny good finish on it, so hopefully it's going to turn out nice. But we'll get that moved over and we'll start trimming it back to where we want it and go from there. So I'll move the cameras over, do an overhead view because you're going to see more of it. I'm going to have the extraction on, so it should suck some of the crud straight down the extractor. I've put new tips in my carbines because we're going to be using carbine tools, because with polyester resin, with the traditional tools, sometimes it can just break stuff out of it and shatter it, and it's a nightmare. But the reason I use polyester resin is because I only do it as a hobby. It's half the price, so it makes common sense to me. So we'll start this, and what I'll do is I'll stop every now and again. Yeah, because of you, Scott, because of you. I'll stop now and again, and then we'll see how we go. Is that too noisy? Do you want me to mute that? What I'll do is I'll turn this down so it's not as noisy. Hi Steve, how are you? So what I'll try and do is I want to try and make it into like a rocket sort of shape, so that I can then drill a hole through the center and for the cord to go through. And hopefully, whoops, this will stop you guys bitching at me. Like I say, the only trouble with polyester resin is it chips easily because it's so heavy, hard. Is the extraction too noisy? If it is, then I'll mute the mic. Don't know why I do resin really. It's so bloody messy. Cheers, Mark. I didn't want it to be too noisy. So what I'll try and do is turn the nose, whoops, or the tip of this, and then we can work out how big we want it. So I don't want it huge. Like I said, the window's not very big, so it's going to look a bit daft with a big pull cord handle or whatever you call them. This is a blank I made, I don't know, a year or so ago, and it should be inside it a blue glitter, and I think there's a little bit of red in it and all, if I remember rightly. So I'm hoping that we can use the red for the tip and then it fade out to just the blue. The intro with resin get warm. You can feel it starting to come through the tool. So a question for the chat, or Scott and Keith should we say, since they're the ones who pestered me into doing a light pull cord, handle, whatever you want to call it. Is there a standard size or is it whatever you feel like? Glenn's in, he knows I'm going to be using grip by the looks of it. God damn. Glenn, you can stop, you can tell Joe that I've made Nicola a resin pull cord now to get her off my back. What a messy job. It's actually going down quicker than what I thought it would. You can just see the rig coming through there now, through the centre. vibration in there. Right. I'm just going to take this down a little bit further. Sorry guys if I'm ignoring you, but um, resin work always is a bit of a pain. Well, it's for me anyway. Not a pain, but just takes a little bit of thinking. Because especially when you get close to where you want to be, because if you take a chunk out of it now, there ain't a lot you can do about it, really. I'm just going to turn this down a little bit now. I'm sure if I remember rightly, this blank is epoxy to this piece of wood. So we should be alright. think I need to make that a little bit smaller, to be honest. Wow, what a mess. See what's going on in the chat. Messy old stuff. So what questions have we got? So Keith has asked a question. What am I modelling it on? I'm modelling it on. I want it like a bit like a rocket. You know, the old-fashioned rocket shape where it's narrow and then bulges out a little tiny bit. So I haven't really modelled it on anything, to be honest, Keith. But that's the sort of shape Nick said she wanted. So that's what I'm going on. Oh God, look at it all. It's a mess. So I think I'm going to take this down a little bit thinner. You're taking the mickey, aren't you, Scott? What's a light pull drive? Are you winding me up or what? Question: what speed are you turning at, Steve? Hugh, I am turning at around about 2,000 RPM. The reason being, I found that if I turn lower than that, you get more chipping in your resin. So I've always found that turning at higher speed on resin is better. The only trouble is you generate a lot of heat through your tool, so you can gradually feel the heat coming up the shaft. But it's okay. It's not unbearable heat, but obviously that little bit of heat. So that's why I turn at about 2,000. So yeah, it's working out quite well. Um, like I said, it's polyester resin. That's why it's being a pain to turn. No, I haven't seen your videos at all. I haven't seen your videos, Scott. No, I didn't realise there was a device to turn them. To be honest, I didn't realise that there was actually a device for turning um, these. My plan was, because it was on a wooden block, it already had a bit on the end to fit into the chuck. So what I was going to do, I was going to get it to a rough shape I wanted. Then I was going to run a 5mm drill bit through the middle, or 4mm drill bit, sorry, through the middle for the cord to go through. And then I was just going to part it off and clean it up afterwards with the sander. So I didn't realise there was that there was a tool specifically for making these. So I will check your videos, Scott, and I will have a look at it. So I think I'm gonna turn this down a bit thinner, still a bit bulky. So maybe take another 5mm off of that, so it's a little bit narrower, and then bring in, like I say, it's only going on a small window, so I don't want a great big thing. So that's the plan. And like I say, this is my first one, and if it goes wrong, um, I'm going to blame Scott for sure. Love you, really, Scott. So we're nearly there, to be honest. We're not far off, and to be honest, it's gone. I've turned it quicker than what I thought I was going to. I thought it was going to take a lot longer to get it down to this size. But it's gone quite well, to be honest, so I'm happy. Once we get it to the size we want, we'll be alright. So I'm just going to take this down a little bit narrower at the top there. Because I know what Nick will say as soon as she sees it, that's a bit big. Because like I say, it's only a small window, so. I'm sure you guys can have a chat and pass the time while I'm doing this. I have been meaning to play with the sugar lumps, the epoxy resin, but it's just so expensive for what it is, and a gallon of epoxy is going to cost me, I think the House of Resin stuff is around about £100 for a gallon, where this stuff I buy from a supplier, and it's actually used for repairing boat hulls, sorry, not holes, hulls. That's what it's been actually. So and also fiberglass roofs. So I get it from a company called Arkwright. There is a link in the description if anybody wants any. But as you've seen by some of the pieces I've made, you get a real nice finish on it. Real nice finish on it. It shines really well. If you go through the procedure of spending the time sanding it and polishing it, you will get an absolute mirror finish on it. But the only disadvantage is it's like rock. The longer you leave it to turn, the worse it is. But I would like to try the epoxy, but we'll see. One day. What I always try and do when I'm trying to do my final cuts on resin, I always try and angle the bit around about 45 degrees, and it's not such an aggressive, well, it's like a negative rate cut rather than being an aggressive scraping cut. It's more of a cutting rather than a scraping. But again, if you put a little bit too much pressure on it, it will grab and chip. I've got a feeling that because this is a translucent colour, when I drill a hole through the middle, you're going to see the cord for it. So I might have to cut a metal insert and put a metal insert through the middle of it. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. I think it's a bit better size, that's for sure. It's not so big and chunky now. So I'm just going to take a bit of this down. So it's not quite so big. Tastes nice. key to resin is slow and steady. It's not like wood where you can hog into it and take some nice big chunks out of it. You can't do that with resin. Or not with polyester resin. I don't know whether you can do it with epoxy. But you definitely can't do it with polyester, that's for sure. Right, I still don't know how to take this down a little tiny bit or not. I'm not sure. I just don't want it too big. So before I go any further, I think I'm going to drill a hole through the middle of it. God, look at the mess. Jesus. So, we're talking about subscribers. Is that what we're talking about? What's the issue with subscribers in? I haven't got one of them either, Steve, a pen mandrel. I usually use the bushing kit. Steve, you shouldn't put yourself down, mate. The reason why you got the subs you got is because people love the work you do. Right, I'm going to run a 4mm drill bit through this. Should just be about long enough. So what we'll do is, so I'm just going to run a 4mm drill bit through the centre of this. Actually, it'd be good if we lined it up. Should have centered this before we started, really. But I'm going to put a centre finder on now. Which is in the toolbox, which is behind all this. Oh, God. Right. So we want to go that way just a little tiny bit. So centre point it, so the bit don't wander. Turn that down a bit. So I'm just going to run a 4mm bit through this, and if it needs to be, because I think the one upstairs has got 4 cords through it, if I remember rightly, so it may have to be opened up a little bit, but I can do that with a once it's been turned, so that's not going to be an issue. So we're through because we've got wood on the end of the drill bit, so we're through. So now I can finish off the shape we want, and just round that off at the top there, and then we should be ready to go. And just give that a little bit of shape. I'm going to curve that in a little bit in there. Just give it a little bit of character, really. Let's change that camera, look a bit better. Hiya Hugh, how are you? Or Huey, how are you? too much pressure there. So I think we're getting there where I want to be now. So I'm just going to try and coach this in here now, just so we can get rid of some of this. Can't quite get that in there. Don't go too far because there's a hole through there, so that'll end up falling off. Right, I think that's as far as I'm going to go with the tools. So it'll be a case of sanding now. So I'm going to sand that up to 240. So I'm going to go 100. No, I'm not. I'm going to go 120 and then 240, and then we're going to go on to the Yorkshire grit. And that should come up nice and shiny. So now the 240. I'm just going to use Yorkshire grit mic. Being resin, you don't really need any finish on it. What I normally do on resin pieces, I normally original Yorkshire grit it, then I'll microfine it, and then depending on how it looks, I may put some chestnut products burnishing cream on it, which is a bit like a tea cut, which just seems to be bringing out that final little bit of shine. But it doesn't need any real finishes on it because obviously resin is hard anyway, so it's not like wood. It don't need protecting. So that's now sanded up to 240 grit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to burnish in the shape, yeah, something like that, John. I'm filthy. Look at the state of the place. It's like a bomb zone. So I'm going to use Yorkshire Grit Original over it first off to get the scratch marks out of it, and then that's what the wife says, Mark. Should always use protection. So this should get the scratch marks out of it because there's going to be a few from the sandpaper, and then we can use the microfine just to finish it off. And depending on what it looks like, whether I use burnishing cream on it or not. BB Turners, welcome. Hello, how are you? I do apologise for last Sunday. I was watching the video back from last Sunday, and the picture quality is really, really grainy. I think the reason being is I over whitewashed it with lighting. I had too many lights on. So I do apologise about that, guys. So again, with the Yorkshire grit, exactly the same as what we do on the wood. Going to rub it in until we start to feel the abrasive part fading out. And then as we feel it fade out, we're going to speed up the lathe to get the final part of the abrasive bit working. But the intro you've got to be careful with resin is resin will get a bit hotter when you speed it up. So just want to be mindful of that, because if not you'll start softening the surface up and you'll put marks back into it. Like that, look. Smoking. So that's the colour. That's finished with the normal Yorkshire grit. As you can see, we've got a decent shine on it already. But I'm going to go even further. Turn the right. I'm leaving the planet. I'm going. Just a little bit. So there it is with just the microfine Yorkshire grit, which looks quite pretty really. Let's see if we can get a better picture of it. No, I don't look better. Back on that one. So now I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over with a bit of chestnut burnishing cream. And like I say, this is a bit like a teacup. So what this will do is just sort of buff it up a little bit. If you look at it really closely, you can just see, well, you can't see hardly anything, you just see some little tiny marks in it, but that could be from the tissue paper. But I want to put the burnishing cream over it just to finish it off. So just a little bit of burnishing cream, just to hopefully give that final little touch. This is what I polished the Tiger platter up with when I did that, and that turned out really, really well. Really well. So as you can see there, that's got like a glass look to it. Just finish it off with a. So there we go. There we go. So I'm just going to part that off just behind the end, and I think we are there. Put my safety glasses on. Never know. So we just got a little bit we've got to clean up, which I'll do with the orbital sander. It's nice and shiny. So let me just move the cameras. So as you can see, you see that? See the red through it, and it's not a very good picture, really, is it? But I'll just get the orbital sander out and clean the bottom up, and I'll just finish it off then. I know some people put it on they put it on their lathe and finish it that way, but I'm going to finish it this way. So I'll just mute this because it's going to be noisy. So what I've done is I sanded that up to, oops, where are we? Somewhere here. Here, 400 grit. I'm just going to get a bit of weak refine. No, I'm going to get a bit of Yorkshire grit on it, just to polish it out a little bit, just so we can get the shine back. So I'm just going to polish this out manually, just to get the shine back. Shouldn't take a lot with the Yorkshire grit. So sorry I haven't been keeping up with the chat, but it looks like absolutely loads of chat in there today. I could have really done with someone or Nick here today, ready to keep up with it. Seems you guys have been really, I don't know what you've been talking about. I will go back and check it. Hi Barry, how are you? Barry Oak. Thank you guys very much. I will go back and read the chat. Well, I always do anyway, so it's just nice to see what people say. Good or bad. So just polish this up. Get a little bit of microfine on there, and I think we'll be alright. Thank you, Dark. It's pretty. I haven't heard that saying for a long while. We was talking about microfine the other night. I did a video, I don't know, must be getting on for a year or so ago now, and I used the microfine to refurbish the headlights on my car. When I first bought the car, they were a little bit murky, as plastic headlights go, and I bought a kit off of the internet, which cost me, I don't know, I think it was about 40 quid to refurbish the headlights. Took me nearly a day and a half to do 2 headlights, and they lasted about 6 months, and them was just as bad as what they were when I first did them. So the video I did with the Yorkshire grit, I did it, and to be perfectly honest, they look as good now as they did when I did them. It's really, really good for your headlights, really good. Yeah, I think you might be right there, Ian. I think an airworm may have distracted me. So, just give us a bit of a buff up. We got there in the end, and to be honest, it's taken me less time than I expected. I didn't think I was going to get it done today because of the way the resin is. It's so hard and so slow. So I was a little bit concerned I wasn't going to get it done, but we got it done. So if I can just get it polished up. So there it is. It's a translucent blue with blue. Don't know if you see the blue. Yeah, you can just about see the blue glitter in it. And then there was a piece of red that went down the core, and obviously where I've drilled it, it's taken the red, some of the red out. But I thought I might see where I've drilled through it. I thought you might see it worse than that, and it's not too bad because I was a little bit worried I may have to make an insert and put through the center of it. So yeah, that's about right. That is, Mike. So yeah, so no, I'm happy with that, and hopefully that'll keep you guys off my back because I've actually now done one. So hello John Mooney, nice to see you over. Thank you very much for coming over. Thank you guys. So is there any questions for me before I end, and about the resin or what the finishes are or anything else before we go? Thank you, Baz. Thank you, B and B or BB. I haven't got my list in here, so oh yes I have. Let's have a look. BB Turner, Shay. So my wife done me a list, so I know everybody's name because I'm terrible with names, absolutely atrocious with names. I know faces, but I don't know names. Hiya Wayne, how are you guys? You're alright, Wayne. You ain't missed a lot, mate. All I made today was a little fancy thing to go on the end of a pool called out resin, just to keep Scott happy, really, more than anything. So hopefully there'll be no more bitching at me now to do a light pull cord, or light pull, whatever you call them. Oh, Wayne's been signing some wood. Ready for his next projects. Very nice. Thank you, Adrian, for coming over. Have a great day, mate. Hi, JP. How are you? We're now finishing, JP. Hello. Goodbye. So, what's everybody up to today? Let's just ask a pretty question. Not me, mate. Nikki. No, you, Scott. You. I'm blaming you. You're a troublemaker, Scott. Oh, God, get my jack off now. Should have made a wine glass go with the gin glass. She said that the other day when we was watching your video the other night, Wayne. She said about making her one, like the one you did on your live the other day, because she liked it. But I don't want to turn her into an alcoholic just yet. You're not cutting out your big, the one you was etching the other day, are you, JP? The big one. Thanks, Ian, for coming over. Have a good day, mate. Thank you, Georgina. Thank you. So if there's no questions then, guys, I'm going to call it it. Like I say, simple little project today. I'll get some pictures up on. All right, okay. Still takes hours, JP, don't it? Especially how much detail there are in them. So anyway, pretty little pull cord, whatever you call it, handle, knob, whatever you want to call it. So something simple today and different, really. It's a bit of resin work rather than a bit of timber. But as you can see, I've now got to clear the mess up. So yeah. Hi, Damo. Yeah, you're about an hour and a half too late, mate. We're now going. Only made a small little thing today. Nothing special. So yeah, we're now going. All right, guys. So thanks for coming, everybody, and have a great day. And I'll speak to you soon. We're here again Sunday at 1 o'clock. Pull cord. That's the one. That's the one, JP. So tonight, Thursday night, is Scott's live. Rich Bed 16 will have an invade tonight. I don't know who it is, but that'll be on at 8 o'clock. Then Scott's on at 8:30, I believe. And then tomorrow Wayne's on at dinner time. Then there'll be Stace. Yeah, sorry. Then there'll be Stace on tomorrow night on a live. Um, Saturday dinner time. Is it you, Scott, or is it Nick? And then I won't have a premiere this week. I haven't had chance to get my project finished out. I don't know whether I'll get a video up this week. But Zach Higgins invade tonight with the Beard at 16 at 8 o'clock. That will be interesting. Right, so Scott may be on at 8:45 to follow the invade. Well, he's on after the invade anyway. So then we've got Wayne tomorrow dinner time. Then Stace. Saturday lunchtime. I don't know if it's Nick. Oh, it's Scott Saturday lunchtime, and then Nick Saturday evening at 8 o'clock. If I get a chance to get a video up, then I'll launch a video normal time, 7 o'clock on Saturday night. Sunday we'll be here Sunday, 1 till half one. I mean 1 till half two, maybe 3 o'clock. Nick will be on the airworm, so there'll be a bit of entertainment in the chat, no doubt. So looking forward to that. And then I don't know if Stuart Farini's on this week at 5, but I know Dale of Maple Tree Studios will be doing a live at 6 o'clock. So go and check him out as well. Oh, Emma's on at 6:30 this week, Saturday. Right, okay, I didn't know she was back on. So we've got Emma at 6:30 Saturday. So if I get a chance to launch a video, I will. That'll be at 7. Then Nick at 8 o'clock. So then Sunday, be us at lunchtime, 1 o'clock. Then maybe Stuart. I'm not sure if Stuart's back on or not. Then we've got Maple Tree Studios at 6 o'clock. And then Popcast International at 9:30. So, and then be Monday, and that'll be all over again. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming over. Thank you so much for spending an hour or so with us and having a bit of a laugh. Sorry I ignored you a little bit because of me doing this, but yeah, I got a bit involved in this and just totally forgot about you guys. I do apologise. So we've got Mark with the airworm with Dale, so that's be good. So anyway, thank you very much for coming over. And if I don't see you before or speak to you anybody before that, I will see you Sunday or catch you in one of the other lives. So yes, I will, Damo. I'll attach the link that is all there for everybody's lives, and I'll send it over to you, mate. So anyway, guys, have a great day. Speak to you soon. Take care, and bye for now. Bye.
That's all, folks.